Not even 8 minutes ago, Ilia Topuria just put Charles Oliveira's lights out in the main event of UFC 317. We are going to talk about our picks, reflect on the main card as a whole, and talk about what needs to happen in the future of the sport. Our first fight of the night, Payton Talbott versus Felipe Lima. I picked Felipe Lima. I just thought 5 months was too quick for Payton Talbott to turn it around and get his wrestling up to par, but he has been in this position a lot with Frank Ocean recently, so I understand completely why he looked as dominant as he did on the ground. Got that one wrong, but now I know I'll never make the issue again. Never bet against Payton Talbott during Pride Month. New mythical fighter, Pride Month, Payton. All around, great performance from the guy. You could argue he won all 3 rounds there. I know some people scored the first round for Felipe Lima, but I think you could definitely argue Payton Talbott 30-27. I want to see him versus Adrian Yanez next. He's been asking for it for a minute. He, as in Payton Talbott. I think this one would play out pretty awesome. I'm leaning towards Talbott right now, honestly, especially if Frank Ocean tosses us some new music here. Moving up the pay-per-view, we had Beneil Dariush versus Renato Moicano. Beneil Dariush winning this one by decision. I picked Renato Moicano, and I thought I was looking great. Looked like I had a bounce-back prediction after he dropped Beneil Dariush at the end of round 1. And then, almost like the opposite of Merab, Renato Moicano showcased absolute elite dog-ass levels of cardio. When it got to rounds 2 and 3 here, it looked like both of them were fighting how you feel like you fight or run in your dreams. Like, it just looked like no one was throwing an accurate punch here. The next thing I want to see, not only for Beneil Dariush, but Renato Moicano as well. Now, I know what you're thinking. What do you mean both of them have the same fighter for their next matchup? I am matching Beneil Dariush and Renato Moicano both up against a Roth IRA. After that, I think they both need to hang it up. I mean, I never want to see either of them fight again. And that's just what I'm saying. Guys, this was the pay-per-view for International Fight Week, by the way. We've got 2 36-year-old, somehow top 10 lightweights. It definitely wasn't easy on the ice. But I think we all know what was super easy on the ice. Can we have a quick round of applause for Joshua Van? I mean, that was fucking cinema. If you go back and watch my prediction video, I would highly advise you go see my commentary regarding Van versus Royval. I said there in my prediction video, I think we're going to reflect back on this one knowing it was fight of the night, but also wishing it were 5 rounds. And guess what happened? We wanted that fight to be 5 fucking rounds, and in my opinion, we've got the fight of the year so far. Joshua Van is only 23 years old. I couldn't be a bigger fan of the guy. Both of these guys should be absolutely proud of their performances. I don't think either of them are walking away a loser, even though Joshua Van got the win there. Give them both their checks. It hasn't officially been announced yet because I'm recording this right after the pay-per-view concluded, but I think it's a surefire lock that both of these guys are getting their 50K bonuses. I mean, this was fucking awesome. Van Royval is going to be one of those fights where when you're trying to get a friend into MMA, you show him that one. So my matchmaking for Joshua Van, of course, is going to be the man who just defended his flyweight title, Alexandre Pantoja. We'll talk about that here in a second, but I love this fight. This fight really intrigues me. I'm obviously leaning towards Pantoja. He looked like an absolute world beater tonight, but I think this would be great for Joshua Van's development. I mean, he's 23 years old. He took this fight on short fucking notice, put on fight of the year contender, regardless of if he loses to Pantoja or not. A lot of positives to come from Joshua Van. Speaking of the devil, Pantoja ended up submitting Kai Kara-France in just utter domination. He took down Kai Kara-France in the first 30 seconds of the fight. I knew Pantoja was going to get him out of there. And hopefully, he moves up in the fucking pound-for-pound rankings. I can't believe Pantoja, even before this, was 9 below people like Alex Pereira, who doesn't even have a belt right now, and he just got his 4th title defense at flyweight. I think Mighty Mouse is the GOAT of MMA in general, so I don't want to start having Pantoja's the flyweight GOAT conversations, but you really can, and there's nothing you can do about it, right? I mean, Pantoja now has more wins, finishes, and submission wins than Demetrius Johnson in the division's history. I called Pantoja a world beater before the fight happened, and now I think everyone else is going to be joining me alongside that. I want to see him top 4 bare minimum in the men's pound-for-pound rankings after that performance. Obviously, I'm matching up Pantoja here against Joshua Van. I think that fight's going to be awesome. Really looking forward to it. This is how the average Charles Oliveira fan is looking at their TV after watching Charles do Bronx Oliveira. I mean, get knocked the fuck out. I mean, Ilia Topuria is the real fucking deal. I knew this shit was wrapped when I saw Ilia Topuria having the after party for his victory before the fight even started. No, like seriously, Ilia Topuria was having a celebratory dinner Thanks for celebrating the victory with me before the fight even fucking started. Usually you'd look at this and think, man, this motherfucker's obnoxious. But this motherfucker says what he's gonna do and does it. Also, Oliveira kind of always knew this was happening. Why the fuck is Charles Oliveira pretending to be knocked out in his locker room? On some real shit, this is a bad, bad man. I don't know what the fuck was going on with that Ilia Topuria PADDY PIMBLETT shit. Paddy needs to get. I think what needs to happen is Paddy needs to fight Justin Gaethje, beat Justin, and then he can start talking shots to Topuria. I mean, if he doesn't have that fight, I think the line isn't gonna be whether Topuria wins or not. I think it's gonna be what round does Topuria knock PADDY PIMBLETT the fuck out in. I mean, Paddy wants none of that smoke. I do think it's interesting that Arman is once again in the 155 cuck chair. I mean, Arman Tsarukyan was 30 minutes and one hangout with Nina drama away from fighting Islam Makhachev for the lightweight title. But yeah, Charles Oliveira fans, this is a safe place. The same thing you all are experiencing right now is what I experienced with Alexander Volkanovski got knocked the fuck out. And I want to say, don't worry, it gets better, but this motherfucker doesn't stop winning, so I don't know if it really does. On the bright side, Oliveira never has to fight Ilia again, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. On the negative side, I don't think this motherfucker's beatable right now. What I think Ilia should do is wait for Islam to fight JDM, because if Islam loses to JDM, he's got that fight booked for him at 155 already, and I'm leaning towards Ilia there. If Islam beats JDM, then I guess he could defend against Paddy if Paddy beats Gaethje in the meantime, but I really, really, really want to see that Ilia Topuria Islam Makhachev fight. That's like our generation's Conor McGregor versus Khabib Nurmagomedov. It's been very bleak as of recent in the UFC, but Ilia Topuria, he makes that shit a little more exciting. Bunky bet didn't cash. We ended up going 3 for 2 on our picks for the card. Not our best outing at all, but I've definitely had worse somehow. So we'll keep it pushing. There's a lot I still want to talk about coming soon. Liver King, Ilia Topuria buying followers. What the fuck's going on with John Jones on Twitter? Whole bunch of interesting stuff still going on. But that's that. Stay tuned.